What's up, YouTube? It's your Lord and Savior, King D353, here to give you guys a recap of what happened at tonight's Wrestlemania pay-per-view. I apologize in advance if this isn't as good as my usual reviews slash recaps because, well, there's quite a bit to remember, and I don't know if I can remember all of it, but don't worry, I will remember the good parts, and trust me, there are plenty of good parts to be had. So, first things first. No, I'm not going to make that reference again. Anyway, first things first. The pre-show. I missed the first half of it because I was napping to ensure that I was awake during the pay-per-view. I regret that nap wholeheartedly. Not because I missed a match, but because I lost a tournament in Supercard that I could have won. But that's beside the point. Anyway, the first match, luckily for me, happened when I woke up, and it was during the pre-show. That match was the Fatal 4-Way match for the Tag Team Championships. It was the Usos versus Cesaro and Kid versus Los Matadories versus Kofi, Kingston, and Big E of the New Day. Now, naturally, a match like this is hard as fuck to remember what happened play by play, but the major part to the match was that, for one, literally every team had a near fall. Even Los fucking Matadores had a near fall. On a side note, I think Los Matadores now have a better tag finisher. At one point, let's see, who was it? I believe it was Kofi, who was on top of the corner of the other Matador, and he lifted him up in a powerbomb position. And as that Matador powerbombed him, the other one hit him with a backstabber. I know it doesn't sound that impressive, but personally I think that should be their new tag finisher. There's also, oh yeah, I don't know if disqualifications are a thing in Fatal 4-Way tag matches anymore, because in this tag match, the managers got involved a lot. Well, there was a specific moment in the match where the managers got involved a lot, which started with Tyson using Natty to protect himself from, I think it was one of the Matadors, and then Xavier Woods, who clearly took exception to this, attacks Tyson Kidd. The ref sees him attack Tyson Kidd, and nothing happens. So I guess disqualifications aren't a fucking thing? Naomi also got involved because she suicide dived into... Oh, yeah, she suicide dived into a bunch of the people outside, which weren't managers but actual competitors, so yeah. Also, another highlight of this match was Cesaro basically attacks an Uso outside out of frustration due to the Usos knocking him off a pin, slams him into the barricade. That apparently injured Jimmy Uso, so throughout this entire fucking match, Jey Uso is basically in it alone. And at one point, Jey actually dominates the match. Just, you get a super kick, you get a super kick, everyone gets a super kick. Well, that leads to another highlight of the match. Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, Diego, I think, and Big E Langston, after the super kick frenzy, all end up in separate corners of the ring, which Jey then gives them all a piece of ass. Sadly, not Naomi's ass, like they probably wanted. Oh, and there were like 2 different tower suplex spots in the match. To this day, I still wonder why people think that's a good idea. You could just watch them suplex each other and not get involved, because whenever you get involved, you just end up getting hurt. Which makes no sense, because the person on the bottom shouldn't be getting hurt. But, whatever. Anyway, let's get to the end of the match. The usual, everyone takes each other out crap. And Jimmy Uso climbs to the top rope to deliver a splash. It's too bad for him, he climbed in Tyson Kidd and Cesaro's corner. So Cesaro tags himself in right before Jey takes flight onto, I believe it was the Matador? Yeah, it was one of the Matadors. And as Jimmy goes for the pin, Cesaro comes in, tosses him out, goes for it himself. 1, 2, 3. Cesaro and Tyson Kidd regain the titles. Next was people asking Lita questions. Let's see, what questions do I remember? The only question I really remember was them asking her thoughts on the Tag Team Divas match. And which case she started talking about Team Bestie, which was her and Trish. Then she started talking about Trish and her versus the Bellas. Then she's like, oh, but we would make a really dangerous stable. Then again, that would make it unfair for other sales. Move to it. Basically, just her jabbering on about diva stuff. I love you, Lita, but those question sections are so fucking boring. Anyway, the next match for the pre-show, yes, the pre-show had 2 matches. It was 2 hours long after all. Was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. What a great way to remember Andre the Giant by making him a pre-show match. Anyway, highlights of this match. Bo Dallas eliminated himself by hopping out of the ring and doing a victory lap after he eliminates the unexpected Zack Ryder. Which is what I mean by unexpected. He was getting ready to do the broski boots, and Bo was on the ropes right next to him for some reason. And Bo was like, oh, hey, Zack. Whoop! Let's see. The Ascension worked together to take out Mark Henry. Ryback eliminated the Ascension. Other highlights. Hideo Itami apparently won a battle royal at the WrestleMania Access to earn the right to be part of this match. And throughout the beginning, Hideo Itami was... Wait, oh god. How can I talk about the beginning without actually talking about how the thing fucking started? What's wrong with me? I'll finish that thought after I explain how the match started. The battle actually starts with Curtis Axel doing his Axelmania thing, ripping his shirt off like a beast he is! Only for everyone in the ring to hoist him over their heads and basically crowd surf him outside the ring. God, WWE just loves to waste potential. Shit. People were behind Axelmania. People like Curtis Axel. But he gets eliminated like a joke. Oh well. Anyway, like I was saying, Hideo Itami earned the right to be part of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal by winning a Battle Royal at WrestleMania Access. And throughout the beginning of the match, you'd think that this was important because they kept bringing up Hideo as he was competing until Hideo goes up against Big Show. Hideo tries chopping down the Big Show and fails as Big Show tosses his little bitch ass outside the ring. Well, tosses him onto the rope where he knockout punches him outside the ring. So yeah. Other highlights. Rowan gets eliminated like a bitch. Kane saves Big Show from elimination by Ryback, only get eliminated himself. Then the Big Show eliminates the Ryback. The New Day at one point tried to work together to take out the Big Show, but Big Show systematically takes each and every member of the New Day out. Now what I'm wondering is why the fuck didn't just have Kofi Kingston use Trouble in Paradise on him? Because as we've seen, Trouble in Paradise apparently knocks everyone out. To the point that they can't even stand up afterwards. So I don't get why I didn't just do that, but whatever. So the entire New Day was eliminated by the Big Show. It was definitely kind of funny seeing them work together to face the Big Show, Biggie coordinating them. It was kind of funny. I don't know. So the final 4 of this match were The Miz, Damien Mizdow, The Big Show, and Antonio Cesaro. And Cesaro and Big Show were facing off because Miz and Mizdow were knocked out. Not by Big Show, they were just knocked out in general. And ultimately, Big Show got some retribution, because instead of Cesaro tossing him over, Big Show tossed Cesaro over. Which then left to this part, I'm sure other people enjoyed, but personally, I hated this part of the match. Because WWE seems to forget what logic is. You see, WWE, when you have a decision on your hands, you tend to let logic rule, and you do things that aren't stupid as all hell. So the Miz starts giving the strategy for how they're going to take out the Big Show. And as the Miz starts to approach the Big Show, Mizdow stays back. Miz turns around, starts talking to the to Mizdow some more. Come on, man, we gotta work together. We can do this. Strategy. Mizdow says no. Now, if this was any other night, I would understand completely, because the Miz was an asshole to Mizdow every other night. But tonight, they act as a legitimate team, a legitimate unit. They actually work together well. So Mizdow refusing the Miz now, especially with the goddamn Big Show across the ring, made no fucking sense. But whatever. Miz gets frustrated, starts poking his chest. You're nothing without me. These fans are nothing. Blah, blah, bloody fucking blah. Now let's go. Turns around, only to get tossed over the top rope by Mizdow. So now it's Damian Mizdow versus the Big Show. Damian Mizdow punches him a lot. He ducks one of Big Show's, I think it was a clothesline. I'm not sure, because at that point I was looking down for some reason. But he did something to for the Big Show to end up over the top rope. And Mizdow was trying to shove him off, but Big Show ultimately got back in. Then Big Show was about to chokeslam Mizdow, only for Mizdow to lock his arm around Big Show's neck and start sleeper holding Big Show. And then they start tipping over the ropes, and it's like, oh my god, is Mizdow actually going to eliminate the Big Show? Is he actually going to perform a miracle? No, Big Show shoves him off, and Big Show wins. So yeah, for the first time in his goddamn life, Big Show actually wins a goddamn battle royal. Go figure. The one time everyone doesn't team up on him, he gets eliminated. I mean, he wins. Why does he get eliminated? Maybe if Mizdow would have won if he was smart enough to not betray the Miz until after Show was eliminated. Fucking dumbass. Alright, I forgot. After Mizdow eliminated the Miz was fucking livid. The Miz kept trying to go in to beat the fuck out of Mizdow, but refs and security were stopping him from doing so. So yeah, it's safe to assume that Extreme Rules are going to have Miz versus Mizdow. And for any other Supercard fans out there, I'm guessing Miz versus Mizdow is probably going to be the next People's Champion. Which would suck because they're both kind of crap cards. Their People's Champion cards will probably suck too. Oh well. Anyway, the actual pay-per-view starts off with the 7-man ladder match between R-Truth, Dolph Ziggler, Danial Bryan, Dean Ambrose, Stardust, Bad News Barret, and Luke Harper. And highlights of this match: Luke Harper embraces his inner airplane and knocks everyone down off a mini ladder. Luke Harper and Dean Ambrose had a ladder sword fight of sorts, in which Luke won the sword fight by throwing his sword at Dean. There was one point where everybody ended up outside the ring for the usual plancha spot. Surprisingly enough, it was actually Luke Harper who pulled off this spot, rather than an actual cruiserweight. But Luke Harper missed Dean Ambrose, who then climbs up a ladder on the outside of the ring and elbow drops into everybody. That was a nice spot. Let's see, other spots that, let's face it, every spot in him is going to be a ladder spot. There was one point where Daniel Bryan laid, I think it was Luke Harper into the corner and covered him with a ladder. Then he whipped Stardust into the ladder, and then he drop kicked into Stardust twice, who in turn hit the ladder, who in turn hit Barret or Harper, whoever the fuck it was. Other highlights. R-Truth scissors kicks Luke Harper into a ladder. I'm trying to save the best one for last. I'm trying to remember all the other ones before I get to the best one. No, there were no other ones. So the best spot of the match, which was also the worst spot of the match because of the consequences of it, was Dean Ambrose. I don't remember how or why, but he ends up in the arms of Luke Harper. And oh god, that's the worst place he could have possibly been, because Luke Harper takes Dean over to the side and powerbombs him outside of the ring into a bunch of fucking ladders. Now normally this would be a badass spot, but as Sheamus and Sin Cara have taught us in the past, power bombs into ladders are horrible spots to do, because every fucking time you do them, someone gets injured. Needless to say, the Lunatic Fringe is now injured. So I'm sorry, Dean Ambrose fans, but you're not going to get your daily dose of crazy for quite some time now, because Ambrose is out of commission. Yeah, normal closing match crap. Everybody knocks everybody out. Daniel, Bryan, and Dolph Ziggler are now at the top of the ladder, literally headbutting each other, and they headbutt off so you'd win the title. Oh my god, this entire fucking time, I was praying to Jesus that R-Truth would get up and knock them off. I did not want one of these two to win. But Dolph falls. Daniel reaches up. Daniel Bryan is now your new Intercontinental Champion. Yes. 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 No, fuck you. No. 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 Anyway, what was the next match? I do remember all the matches. I'm just trying to remember which one was next. The next match was Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. This, just like the others, was a good-ass match. But can I really play-by-play this one? Let's see. Orton gets an early start on kicking Seth Rollins' ass, and starts revving up for the RKO because Seth Rollins fucking shit. Only for was it Joey Mercury or was it? No, it was Jamie. Wait, yeah, it was Joey Mercury who gets up onto the apron and starts climbing into the ring. He's going to strike Orton so Orton would knock him off the rope. Orton then decides, you know what, I might as well get rid of these guys now. And he gets outside the ring and puts both of J&J Security up onto the apron to DDT them on the outside, knocking them out for good. Only for Seth Rollins to come out and suicide dive Randy. Fuck, I can't give a play-by-play of this match, can I? Stuff happens, RKO, 1-2, kick out. Stuff happens, J&J interfere, Randy RKOs both of them, Seth Rollins gets off a curve stomp, 1-2, kick out. More stuff happens. Seth is now set up for the curve stomp. Seth goes for the curve stomp, and quite possibly one of the most amazing spots I've ever seen in my life. Randy Orton pushes up off the ground as Seth's like jumping off Randy Orton's back as Randy gets up. So Seth is like launched into the air from Randy Orton getting up and falls into an RKO out of nowhere. 1-2-3, Randy Orton wins. I know my saying this like that doesn't give that spot justice, but it's hard to explain, but trust me, it was a good ass spot. It was an amazing spot. So yeah, Randy Orton wins against Seth Rollins. Now I'm trying to remember if the next match was the Divas match or if it was Triple H versus Sting. I think it was Triple H versus Sting. So yeah, Triple H versus Sting. Sting utterly dominates in the beginning, smacking Triple H around like a fucking bitch. And Triple H escapes the ring for a reprieve as he goes up to a barricade to rest. Sting suddenly becomes super aggressive because before he was just countering Triple H, but now he becomes the wow. Sorry guys, once again I forgot an important part of the beginning of the match. Rewind! Sting comes out to an orchestra of sorts, and then we get one of 3 unique entrances to this WrestleMania. As we see a robot exoskeleton on stage, and then we see this digital thing going by. It's like, I've been a little beep blip thing, you know, a thing you used to type when you're typing. It's like beep, beep, beep. That was there, and there's like, I've been waiting for you. And then we start seeing a robot searching for the arena with pictures of WWE superstars flashing throughout it as it searches the arena, then locks on Sting. See Sting's face pop up as like, target acquired. And then the blip thing reappears, and it's like, doop, 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 doop. What did it say then? I don't remember what it said, but then you see Arnold Schwarzenegger pop up, and he takes off his shades, and well, I'm not going to take off my eyes, because I don't want you guys seeing my eyes. But he takes off his shades, and he has orange glowing eyes of death. He's like, WrestleMania, time to play the game. And then Triple H's music hits, and we see Triple H in a robotic king suit. He has robo arms. He has a skull mask with a crown on it. And then as they take off his robo arms, he picks up a pile of robo exoskeleton skulls. And they just tosses those aside, takes off the hat, and just walks to the ring. So yeah, that was an interesting entrance, and I can't respond to that. Yeah, like I was saying, Sting starts off dominating the fucking match. Then he goes for a Stinger splash as Triple H is resting on the barricade. Triple H, not surprisingly, rolls out the ring and out of the way, and Sting splashes onto this post. Triple H then takes Sting and launches him into the steel steps. So yeah, that hurts. At that point, Triple H slowly and methodically beats down on Sting. And what happens? Something happens to turn things around in Sting's favor again. So with things back in Sting's favor, he starts to get ready to put Triple H in the Scorpion Deathlock. And then we hear DX's music drop as X-Pac and the New Age Outlaws come out. Sting's busy at the ropes, making sure X-Pac and the New Age Outlaws don't get into the ring, punching them down as they try to enter, only to turn around and get kicked in the gut and subsequently pedigreed by Triple H. Triple H goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out. Sting is still in it. With this, the NWO's music hits. And we see Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, aka the bad guy Razor Ramon, and Kevin Nash all appear at the entrance. Everyone's confused, by everyone I mean the announce team, because let's face it, anyone with a brain knew who they were there for. The announce team was confused, wondering who they were here for, since the NWO are known enemies of Sting. On a side note, WWE, why you choose the NWO? I mean, I get NWO versus DX was a big thing, but it makes no sense for them to suddenly side of Sting. And I guess everyone saw this as a WWE versus WCW thing, which is kind of stupid, but whatever. Anyway, so the NWO comes down, and surprise, surprise, they start beating the fuck out of DX. With this, shit continues in the ring, and Sting manages to hit the Scorpion Death Drop. 1, 2, kick out. Triple H is still in it. Sting then locks Triple H into the Scorpion Death Lock, and Triple H is struggling to stay in this shit, while DX gets DX and NWO obliterate each other. Let's see, can I remember how everyone got obliterated? Let's see. Hogan clotheslines Billy. No, Hogan clotheslines X-Pac. Then Billy clotheslines Hogan. And then Nash attacks Billy, and they both get knocked out somehow. I don't remember how, but they do. Now on the other end, Razor Ramon has Road Dogg up for Razor's edge. Road Dogg back body drops him and collapses for some reason. And then it's just Triple H there, just struggling to stay in as he's Scorpion Deathlocks. Only for Shawn Michaels to appear out of fucking nowhere and super kick Sting in the face. With this, Shawn gets out the ring. Triple H slowly rolls over, goes for the pin. 1, 2, kick out. Now everyone on the outside has calmed down, as DX is now in Triple H's corner, and the NWO is now in Sting's corner. And Road Dogg passes in a sledgehammer to Triple H. And then Kevin Nash passes in a baseball bat to Sting. And then Triple H goes to hit Sting, only to get baseball bat in the gut. And then Triple H crawls into his corner with his sledgehammer. Well, he didn't crawl into a corner. He was still in the middle of the ring. And he brings up his sledgehammer as if to defend himself. Only for Sting. Who the fuck is Sling? For Sting to swing down his bat, breaking the sledgehammer in half. This fucking terrifies Triple H as he backs into a corner. Sting drops the bat and follows him and starts to pick Triple H up, only for Triple H to slam the sledgehammer's top into his face. Because Triple H remembered, it's a fucking sledgehammer. I can still use it while it's cut in half. 1, 2, 3, Triple H finally pins Sting. With this, all the members of DX and NWO come to the ring and surround their respective wrestlers. And then Triple H steps forward. Looks like he's ready to fight again. He tells DX to back up, and Sting steps in front of the NWO. Triple H reaches out a hand. Sting reaches out a hand. They shake. And that's that. So, yeah. Triple H wins. The next match was the Divas Tag Match. The Bellas versus AJ Lee and Paige. Bellas dominate Paige for a while, constantly knocking AJ off the ropes so that she can't tag in. Only for at one point for Paige to launch one Bella out the ring, drop kick the other Bella out the ring, and then dive rolling thunder style from the apron onto the Bellas, knocking them both out. Paige gets back into the ring and tags in AJ Lee as Nikki Bella comes in, and AJ has the usual comeback moment on Nikki. AJ then goes for the Black Widow, only for Brie to kick her off. Brie is then taken out by Paige, as AJ locks Nikki into the Black Widow again, and Nikki taps. I probably could have gone more depth, but screw it. I barely remember the match. So yeah, AJ and Paige win, and AJ has made the Divas Champion tap. So we all know where this is going. Obviously, AJ is going to be getting a title shot at Extreme Rules. The next match of the night was John Cena versus Rusev. We can no longer accuse Cena of being the 5 moves of Doom's guy, because he does bring out a new move in his arsenal. Well, I thought it was going to be a regular move in his arsenal, but it was a good one nonetheless. Let's see, but first I have to give a summary of the match as best I can. Yeah, I can't. So, highlight reel, okay. Highlight number 1, Cena has Rusev in the, STFU. And you can just, actually, oh, God. I forgot a unique entrance again. Rewind. Alright. Rusev doesn't come out regularly, but rather, you see Lana leading the way in a very lovely white dress, holding the United States Championship, as behind her are multiple soldiers, and Rusev on a fucking tank with the Russian flag. So, yeah. That was an entrance. Pretty cool one, too. Alright, match starts. Cena clotheslines Rusev. Cena beats on Rusev. Rusev beats on Cena. Finisher reversal after finisher reversal after finisher reversal after finisher reversal. Cena gets Rusev in the STFU. And you can see Lana just worrying about Rusev and trying to figure out how to help him. And it's officially a plot point now that Lana cares for Rusev. She doesn't like seeing him get hurt. At one point, the commentators actually comment saying that Lana told Rusev she really wanted to be there for his first WrestleMania match, that she promised she'd never show compassion again, so that's interesting. Anyway, Lana throws one of her heels into the ring. Guess she was really desperate to help Rusev. Naturally, nothing happens because of it, but Rusev gets to the rope, and then Cena's like, what the fuck? She threw a shoe in the ring? Yo, ref, watch her. Anyway, match continues, and Rusev gets Cena the accolade. Cena powers up with all his Cena might, hoists Rusev up and slams him into the corner to get out of it. Anyway, more stuff happens. Rusev goes to clothesline Cena. Cena ducks. Rusev goes to super kick Cena. As Cena ducks him, runs towards the ropes, springboards off them, and does a springboard stunner on Rusev. I know that sounds like not a thing, but it is. He's springboard stone cold stunnered Rusev. So yeah, fuck you and your 5 moves of doom crap. That was not one of his 5 moves. That sure as hell was not one of his 5 moves. I've never seen anyone do that move. Anyway, stuff happens. Cena has Rusev in the STFU again. And Lana pops up on the rope in an attempt to help Rusev. Cena lets go of the hold and stares down Lana as Rusev tries to attack Cena from behind. Cena ducks out of the way as Rusev knocks Lana off the ropes. For a brief second, he shows some humanity as he stares down at Lana, before turning back to Cena and getting AA'd. 1, 2, 3. John Cena's your new United States Champion. Yep, both mid-card titles are now held by main eventers. I know a lot of people think this is a good thing for the mid-card, but I'm actually kind of worried for the mid-carders. How do you stand a chance now? Anyway, so yeah, with Cena, the new United States Champion, Rusev gets pissed and yells at Lana, who seems to have hurt her ankle. And then Rusev storms out, so yeah, it's clear they're going to use Lana as the excuse as to why Rusev lost. But yeah, Rusev's streak is now over, and Cena's now the United States Champion. Next, we have a segment with Triple H and Stephanie talking about how Triple H defeated Sting. And Triple H feels like he's defeated all his naysayers, so he feels like he's beaten everyone in the arena. Then The Rock comes out, and Rock's like, first of all, you don't own them, which they never said they owned them. And you sure as hell don't own The Rock, which they never said they do. And blah, 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 Rock talks. Stephanie, bitch, slaps The Rock across the face. What are you gonna do, Rock? You gonna hit a woman? On a side note, if I was there, I would have slapped Stephanie across the face myself. Because you know what? If you have the power to hit someone, you have the power to get hit. But WWE's PG now, doesn't want to piss off anybody, so Rock doesn't hit Stephanie, even though that is something The Rock would do. The Rock leaves the ring and starts leaving as if he's about to leave the arena. As he's walking out, he passes a woman, stops, and then pulls her over the rail. Then Rock and this chick, who's apparently an MMA star, enter the ring. Stephanie's like, come on, we're friends. She's not gonna fight me. And then she starts going bitch mode, like, this is my ring, not an MMA ring. Bloody fucking blah. Get out. This leads to Rock punching the fuck out of Triple H. And then the MMA chick suplexing? Belly to belly? She did something to Triple H. I don't know if it was a suplex, an arm drag, or belly to belly. I have bad memory. I'm sorry. But yeah, Triple H is now outside the ring, and the MMA chick starts wrenching on Stephanie's arm, as Stephanie's basically pleading for mercy. Naturally, I wish she would have snapped it, but she lets go and Stephanie leaves the ring, leaving Rock and MMA chick that I can't remember the name of to celebrate. The next match of the night is Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker, and this time I'm not going to forget the fact there was a special entrance. As Bray Wyatt enters the ring, there are scarecrows at the aisle, and as he passes them, they seem to come to life and follow him into the ring. So, that was a thing. So, Bray Wyatt versus The Undertaker. Again, I can't give a play-for-play on this, because I have a lot to remember. Cut me some slack. Highlights. Let's see. What were some highlights of the match? Bray Wyatt has outstriked The Undertaker twice in this match. Throughout the entire fucking match, Taker was acting like he was on his last fucking fumes. So I was thinking it was like storyline now that Taker's on his last ropes and is going to retire soon. Either that, he just really is that weak in real life and just can't take it anymore. Which I can't blame him for. He's getting old and he's getting on in age. Anyway, Bray Wyatt kicks out of a, actually no, let's not go there yet. Who would their finisher first? Bray Wyatt hits, Taker with, fucking hell. Screw it, they both kicked out of each other's finishers. Of course, the lead up to Taker's finisher. Yeah, I remember it now. Thank God. If I remember what I wanted to remember. The lead up to Taker's first finisher of the match was awesome. So Bray Wyatt had beaten the fuck out of Taker. And had Taker in Sister Abigail. Bray Wyatt started taunting Taker. He just stood there savoring it. He started doing Taker's little tongue thing. And then Taker just reaches up and grabs his scrawny little neck and raises out of Sister Abigail to chokeslam Bray Wyatt. God, I fucking love that spot. And then he tombstone pile drives Bray. 1-2, Bray Wyatt kicks out. Taker stares in disbelief and just collapses. And then he sits up. Then he gets up. Then he signals for the tombstone pile driver again. As he's picking up Bray Wyatt, Bray counters it into a quicker this time, because he learned his lesson. Sister Abigail. 1-2, Undertaker kicked out. At this point, Bray and Taker both collapsed from exhaustion. And then Bray Wyatt gets up into his spider crawl thingy. And everyone's like, oh my god, Bray Wyatt's in control of the Undertaker. Then Taker sits up and stares Bray in his eyes. You can see the fear in Bray as he just drops out of his spider position and gets into a crawling position as he starts staring up at the Undertaker, and they both slowly get up. It was a pretty cool spot. From there, stuff happens that I can't remember once again. I believe this is when it's the second time that Bray outstrikes the Undertaker. And then a now groggy Taker is picked up and put into position for Sister Abigail. Bray goes to Sister Abigail Taker, but Taker slips out of Bray's grip. Bray turns around and runs at Taker, only to be hoisted up into the air and tombstone piledrivered. 1, 2, 3, Undertaker has defeated Bray Wyatt. And apparently the streak still matters because Michael Kofi needs to let us know he's 22-1 now. So yeah, this actually kind of surprised me because I was sure that we're going to have Bray win. But I guess not. Taker beats Bray. Now for the main event of the night. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. This is a match I was actually looking forward to. I was really looking forward to seeing the brawl that these two would have. But I know everyone else loves how they're booking Brock Lesnar, but I kind of hate it. It's extremely unrealistic seeing this guy who was, yes, admittedly strong, but not an unstoppable force, suddenly unable to be knocked over by Roman Reigns' clotheslines. Bullshit. Brock was never that powerful. He was powerful, but he was never this powerful, and it's ridiculous to believe it now. Anyway, the Roman Reigns punches Brock across the face was a mistake, because Brock just beats the fuck out of Reigns and just F5s him 30 fucking seconds into the match. And the commentators is talking like, why isn't he going for the pin? As Brock just stares at Reigns and rubs his mouth. He's like, wow, he punched me. This fucker actually punched me. And then the suplexes began. Suplex, beat down, suplex, beat down, suplex, beat down. F5. 1, 2, kick out. Roman Reigns is still in it. Brock Lesnar picks Roman Reigns up by his hair, slaps him across the ring, picks him up, slaps him on the face, beats him and beats him and beats him. Then Brock takes Roman to the outside. He hoists Roman up over his shoulder, and he goes to throw Roman into the post. Only for Roman to... Actually, is this early? Yes, this is too early. Ah, fuck it. The parts up leading to just more Brock beating him up and more F5s. Anyway, so yeah, he hoists Roman up over his shoulder and gets ready to just ram him into the post, only for Reigns to slip out and shove Brock into the post himself, and apparently post Brock Lesnar's kryptonite, because Brock Lesnar is busted open and is considerably hurt from that one pole shot, even though Reigns kicking the shit out of him just does nothing to him. So Brock's now busted open as he crawls back into the ring, and Reigns spears him, only for Brock to get back up and get speared again. Actually, no, it was... First, the Superman punched him, and he fell into the ropes and got back up. Got Superman punched again, fell into the ropes and got back up. Got Superman punched one more time, falls in the middle of the ring, gets speared, gets up, and gets speared again for Reigns to go for the 1-2 kick out. God damn it, Brock Lesnar is fucking Hulk. Now Brock hoists up Reigns in desperation and F5s him, and Reigns and Brock Lesnar are both down. And then whose music is the hit but Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins runs out while the two are knocked out, gives his briefcase in, I'm cashing in my Money in the Bank. It's officially announced, Seth has cashed in his Money in the Bank. It's now a triple threat match. Seth Rollins curb stomps Brock Lesnar, then pushes Reigns out the ring. Then he goes to curb stomp Brock Lesnar again, because Brock Lesnar didn't know how to fucking sit down. And Brock Lesnar catches him and brings him up for the F5, only for Reigns to pop back in and spear Lesnar. As the speared Lesnar rolls out the ring, Seth curve stomps Roman Reigns. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins is no longer Mr. Money in the Bank. He is now your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And God, I marked the fuck out during this, because that was unexpected. I was wondering when the fucker was going to cash in, and he finally did it. So, Yeah, Seth Rollins is your new champion. And I'm not sure who the number 1 contender is going to be now, because Randy Orton's now officially beaten the champion on that night. And Reigns never officially got to finish his match because it got changed, and Brock has a rematch clause, so who the fuck is the number 1 contender? Anyway, yeah, that was it for the WrestleMania pay-per-view. Normally, I'd rank the pay-per-view now, but honestly, since I could barely remember the ins and outs of it, I don't think I'd be able to explain it that much. I'm just going to give it a 9.5 because I really fucking enjoyed it. I can't explain why because I barely remember the fucking pay-per-view. What I do remember is that I enjoyed every fucking match. There was not a single match I didn't like. Which was surprising because Divas normally bore the fuck out of me. No offense to Divas. But, yeah, it was a pretty good pay-per-view. Also, while I was watching the pay-per-view, I was fucking around my PS3 and I realized I can stream pay-per-views. So, for those of you who sticked around, just comment down below. Would you like me to stream pay-per-views from now on? We can all watch them together. You guys can talk to me and shit, so. Yeah, does that interest you guys? Let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, that was your recap. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys later. Deuces, YouTube.